their final form.
And we won't see that probably ever again. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's awesome to see.
No matter what, we're gonna be there.
Yeah, okay. I see that.
It's certainly interesting.
Wait, what now?
Oh,
my
equal.
God. Well then.
Oh my god.
They came in the right order too.
Good. 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 Good.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what now? Oh, yeah.
And we're live, boys.
The hell is that?
I don't know.
That's your intro?
That's it. That's all I got, man.
Hi, THL. Welcome to Tavern Talk for week 5? I think it's week 5.
Yep.
We don't even know what week it is on this show.
I'm Mage. I'm here with MV Parker as always. Cassidy cannot make it today. He's doing some work shit, so we have C Parker filling in. C Parker, how you doing?
We're doing good. Doing good. Just finished up the player power rankings. They'll be they should be on the website now.
Oh my god, you fucking I can't even. What about you, Parker? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. C. Parker will now be Cassidy. So just fix that live.
Oh,
Oh,
You never-
thanks.
you never
I got
changed-
Cassidy's picture.
never changed the overlay?
I forgot about that. I changed everything but that.
Maybe C Parker can send you a picture and we can change that live while we get into Tavern Talk. Just a quick PSA. I'd like to warn everyone that this is an adult show, as evidenced by our drinking rules every week. So there might be vulgar language. Speaking of drinking rules, for this week we have the Power Rankings Power Hour, which is what we always default to when we can't think of something.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
When your team is talked about, another default one. Wow, we're fucking good at this. And anytime an emo kid said, PogChamp.
Yep. And drink for our guest, and drink if you hate our power rankings. Because what?
Wait, where is that?
That's what I put in the script, and what's on the screen is different. Just go.
Okay, so you gotta be fucking kidding me.
It's a good start, man.
Well, let's get right into it then, huh? Week number 1 last week, week number 4, we saw Temporal Legends taking on Prep Coin Concede, a team that we had. Oh, AT&T just sent me a text messages. I am eligible to upgrade to a new phone.
Wow,
Sick.
congrats, man.
A team that we had in the top 4 taking on a team, I think Temporal Legends was 6. So, really marquee matchup here. And we saw Temporal Legends come away with a decisive victory, I think. With only Hector Howell and Inbulk losing in 5 games. Anarchist, maybe you can talk a little bit about that matchup since you were a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if you watched Celtic Saturday, you got to see Loch Ness H and Chigmo battle it out. So that was good. That was the last match. Hector and Mbulk, close series again. This is becoming a trend over multiple seasons now of really close 5-game series falling the wrong way.
Yeah, falling in the other direction, yeah.
Yeah. But, this season hasn't had too many of those just yet. Hopefully it doesn't continue. Hopefully. But either way, the points were very valuable. We were still able to come away with the win, and Phoebus got the sweep, and I was lucky enough to take out Gemini. So, it was a good week. We needed that after our first loss in week 3, so that was a good way to bounce back, especially heading into this week's matchup.
Yeah. So, Temporal Legends now leads the blue division with I think 67 points. I'm sorry. But we do see that. Hector Howell and Balk, they do lose again, as we mentioned. Parker, does that worry you? Do you think that spells trouble for Team Liquid? Jesus fucking Christ. Temporal Legends? I just see TL and I
Yeah,
default
let's
to Team
refer to
Liquid.
them as Team Liquid from now on. I like
Okay.
Team Liquid.
Yeah, Team Liquid, Brian is definitely peeing his pants over there, so they're in some trouble, I think. I don't know. It's really hard for me to say if they're in too much trouble. That kind of was the story last season, right? Where, Brian and Hector continued to rack up the L's, and the other three just carried him. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it almost carried him all the way to the playoffs. So,
Mm-hmm.
if they're just racking up around 500, that team should be fine.
Which I think Mbok is. Hector, I'm not sure.
But yeah, inbox is right on 500. Hector, I have no idea.
Yeah, we're good.
Hector, I think he is. He's 2-2 right now
Yeah,
as well.
so yeah, those
Okay.
two, as long as they just hold up at 500, they'll be fine.
Coming from the Temporal Legends camp, how do you feel about that in particular, C. Parker?
I'm not too worried about it. Me, Phoebus, and Lockwood, we can hold it down. We don't need them. No, I mean, they've already shown, more success than they did last season. Last season was a real struggle for them. I was not on the team last season.
Yeah, they both have already tied their win totals from last season.
Exactly. So, and we're prepping a lot. I'm pretty happy with the way the team's going. We've had a lot of success early, so I'm just hoping we can continue it. I'm not too worried about Mbok and Hector Howe. They'll continue getting some more W's this season.
Okay. And on the flip side, we saw, Prepcorn concede. They are coming off, I believe, a 2-game winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously didn't work out for them this week. And how do you feel about them going forward?
I don't know. Their roster is like super weird to me. I feel like it's full of a lot of inconsistent results. Like sometimes their whole roster shows up and they just steamroll over people, and then other weeks like last week they some people on their team just don't show up at all, and then they lose. I don't know. I think that's a little early to tell.
C. Parker.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of hit the nail on the head with sort of the inconsistency. Like Chigmo was sort of the rock in the first 3 weeks for that team, going 3-0, and then this week he lost to Loch Ness H. But it seems like Chigmo is going to have to continue playing at a really high level for that team to have success, because it seems like the rest of the roster is kind of hit or miss. I mean, pretty much what Parker was saying. Hector and Mbok both managed to get 2 wins, but Necrotic and Gemini only combined for 1 point for their team. That if they want to get a wild card spot or even win blue, they're going to need some more points out of them. Even if it's a losing match, they need to get the points, which was really, really significant in this matchup this week.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry, I lost my place. Yeah, so our next matchup, we have Get Off My Lawn, who ended up tying against Aeon, 14-14, I believe.
Yep.
So what's interesting about this is that Get Off My Lawn had to have 2 substitutes, with Crayon taking over for Hambone, I believe, and also
Arcturus took over.
And Arcturus taking over for Darkseid.
No, Jing Buddha.
Took over for Jing.
Sorry, for Jing Buddha.
Yeah.
My family's yelling in the background. I can't concentrate.
XD.
So yeah, what's most surprising about this to me is Jedi taking down Top Hat Demon. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think that's a really big win for Jedi. But that being said, Top Hat's not having a great season, I don't think. But yeah, he was almost 100-point underdog. Yeah, it's a big win. I think I was pretty surprised to see Arcturus step in and he hasn't played in a while in THL, and he just comes in and rattles off the W. Good for him.
C. Parker.
Yeah, Jedi being Top Hat was really significant for that win. Crown got swept by Markshire, and so they needed lots of points to pull that out. And they were able to get the 3 wins between Jedi, Arcturus, and 80 KT. If you check out the player power rankings, you'll notice Jedi's pretty high up on that list. He's having a good season.
Oh,
Shameless plug number 2.
That plug. That's 2 matches, 2 plugs. Okay. Yeah, and I know that a lot of us were surprised to see Arcturus take down Darkseid. Darkseid was going into this one very confident with some friendly trash talk, or maybe not so friendly toward Arcturus, but him coming away with a 3-2 win obviously helped that tie a lot. Do you guys think Get Off My Lawn is the real deal? I think they are now 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie, which I think is far better than most people expected them to do through 4 weeks.
If you would have told me through 4 weeks, Get Off My Lawn would be 2-1-1, and if the playoffs started at the end of week 4, they'd be in, I would have just like made fun of you and told you to get out. But no, they just keep beating people. I don't know what's up. I don't know what to think.
It's really, yeah, I would not have expected this at all. This is something I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised. I like this.
Yeah, I like this as well. All of these guys having been in the league so long, I've gotten to know most of them fairly well. And so it's really easy to root for a bunch of guys, maybe not collectively the most talented team, but they've been around, they're experienced, they know the format, and it's super interesting to see how that's carried over into success.
Yeah. So on the flip side, do you think Aeon's performing up to their preseason expectations?
Definitely not. I mean, we heard whispers from Aeon Camp that this would be the greatest team in THL history. And I think it's safe to say that's not going to happen, regardless of what they do the rest of the season. I know that they are an extremely confident group. And so you have to think that they are not pleased with their performance this far. Maybe not necessarily like super disappointed, because they haven't done a lot of losing. But a lot of ties and some interesting matchups and results and stuff. So, like just from talent alone, they should be among the top of the leaderboards, and they're not quite there yet.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like almost everyone had Aeon pretty high preseason going in. I would, I remember talking to Bulk. He had him really high. I personally didn't see him super high. Like Markshire is one of the best 1 seeds in the league. Top Hat Demon is a solid 2 seed. I thought Darkseid was going to be a little low. He was going to have a challenge battling in the 3 seed. Durden, I didn't know a ton about, and Donnie's happily proven me wrong. He's doing really well this season. So they're actually kind of right around where I expected them to be for me, because I didn't have them like top 5 team heading in. But so I definitely think they can. I think there's more talent there than what they're performing right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they keep climbing in red.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I have a lot of respect for them and their ability to play in our league, so I would not be surprised at all if they were able to turn it up in a big way. Like it's funny because like I want to say turn it around, but like it's not like they're they're doing very poorly. It's just just a little bit under expectation, I think. But then we had, I think, one of my most one of the matches I was looking forward to the most was Team Golden List versus Hearthstone Academy. We had what was the #1 team in the power rankings going up against the defending champions in the Hearthstone Academy. And looks like Team Golden List, they just can't be stopped with another big week, putting up 16 points. But it was super close because 4 out of these 5 games went to 5.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel this went? Or did it maybe go to your expectations or?
Yeah, I'd say it probably went as I expected. Team Golden West is like one of those teams that coming into the season, you wouldn't have really thought that they were like a really top heavy lineup and their top 3 was like almost unstoppable, but boy, that's seeming to be what it's like turning out to be. Like Brewski and JB are one of the best like 1-2 punches in the league, and they come through and just took them both. So I think they're definitely really scary.
Oh yeah, the Fly Sly. He is now undefeated. He is 4-0, number one on the player power rankings. Go check those out.
Jesus.
That's the last one, I promise.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
I think Double O's is finally getting the hang of the THL format. He's doing really well. And this is Sunshine's first loss of the season. They're rolling. I'm very surprised by this because who is the Fly Sly?
I don't know.
Yeah,
He's God.
Apparently, he's
a
just
god.
the greatest player to ever play in this league.
He is rolling. So good for him. That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Golden Wisp finishes the season.
The Fly Sly coming in and starting off as hot really reminds me, once upon a time, of a young cheesy 10, who came into this league in the Supreme banner and like started something ridiculous like 6-0, just crushing everyone. And the Fly Sly has a little bit of that, high legend player coming in, just cleaning up. So, do you feel that the Golden Wisp lined up very well against Hearthstone Academy, or are they just kind of like a nightmare matchup for everyone at this point?
Honestly, I would probably lean a nightmare matchup. Like the Fly Sly, borderline unstoppable here. Double O's 3-1, crushing it. Alex doing really well, and then Sunshine is also he's 3-1. This is his first loss. Like they're I don't know how Asana's doing. On the whole, I haven't looked at her numbers yet.
What's funny is that
they're crushing it.
None of us know how anyone's doing, as we all have access to the master spreadsheet with records on it.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
we should just like open these up. The fucking executive spreadsheet.
I know, I was kidding.
Oh. Parker, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. They're really scary. I don't want to play them.
Okay, well, we don't have to.
Keep them away from me.
You definitely won't have to.
In case you're wondering, Austin is 2-2, so she's holding her own down there.
Yeah, she's definitely doing fine.
Yeah. Like no one on that team has a losing record right now.
On the flip side, how do you feel the returning champs are doing? Can they get back to the title?
Of course they can. Will they? I'm not sure. But I mean, they still have a lot of talent, in the 1 and 2. I think I don't know how Sage has been doing off the top of my head, but there's been some struggles here and there. But yeah, I mean, I think that they have a shot. Right now they are, well, they're last in green, but they are only 3 points separated from Zenergy, who was second in green. So
yeah, division's really tight. The whole middle of THL is really tight.
Yeah, so like the biggest problem is not necessarily that they're last. It's just that like Golden Wisp is at this point it's so far ahead.
Yep.
Right, so it's going to be harder. Like we have what, 4 weeks or 5 weeks left in the season.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to make up that deficit to win the title, and at that point you'll be fighting for, not win the title, win the division, and at that point you'll be fighting for wild card spots. So, it's a little bit too early to look, but I mean there is between purple and green we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 8 teams that are separated by 9 points. It's actually could be any combination of those teams getting playoff spots. That's actually insane. Holy shit.
Yeah,
so MMI, or I think Trigger Me Biscuits is MMI,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Too many different names, MMI. MMI points out that their strength of schedule is really difficult. So if you look at who they've had to play so far, they've played Valkyrie, Defias, NWA, and Golden Wisp in their first 4 weeks. And then their next weeks are Swagoy, Pod People, Noobs, Energy, ATL.
Yeah,
so they definitely had a front-loaded schedule there.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a lighter load these next 4 weeks for them. But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't call that like an insane first 4 games. They're just some solid opponents, really.
If there's one thing I know, it's the week that you think you've got an easy week, you just get your shit pushed right on in.
There are no easy weeks because you not only your opponent. You're fighting against Hearthstone.
I mean, you think you got an easy week, and you think you're just playing against Dunamis, and then the next thing you know, you're swept. That's how it works. It's rough.
I do think that they have a lot of talent. Obviously, they won the championship last season. The roster is not that much different. And they have a chance to turn it around and make playoffs. And once you make playoffs, it's just anyone's game at that point.
Totally.
You guys ready for some power rankings?
Oh baby, am I ever?
Yeah, they're fucking bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Perfect.
We did them like a couple hours ago. I'm not happy with them, but you guys want them, so you can't really take a week off.
So this was my first week. I got to see these power rankings, how they're made, and
Well, no, you
a
saw.
little
You saw. Oh shit, we didn't do the power rankings. Let's put these together quick.
Either
That
way,
is,
I
that
can
is not how we do them.
It is very difficult right now trying to put together basically everyone in the middle. Anyone from the Ombres to Golden Wisp, it's kind of hard.
I would say that from 2 to about 13, no, 14, all of those teams are just so fucking incredibly close that trying to separate them is asinine. But we're gonna do our best. So starting from 20 up, we have the Bad Hombres. At 19, we have Swagoy. 18, we have the Poo People. At 17, we have Netherstorm. Synergy, at 16, we have Synergy. 15, we have Noob Central. At 14, we have NWA. 13, Initium Novum. 12, we have Hearthstone Academy. 11, we have Team Valkyrie. At 10, we have my favorite team name, ATL. At 9, we have Supreme. 8, we have Prep Coin Concede. And at 7, oh, they're all on the screen already. Why am I fucking reading these off?
For the podcast, Mange.
Oh, for the podcast. Okay, that's right. Good call.
Good call.
At 7, we have Aeon. Did I skip 8? Oh.
No.
6, we have Get Off My Lawn. At 5, we have the Defias Brotherhood. At 4, we have Dirty Mike and the Boys, which is Parker's favorite name.
Oh, it's so good.
Number 3, we have Team Liquid. At number 2, we have Team Rank 5. And at number 1, we have everyone's favorite killers, Team Golden Wisp.
Team will beat anyone, anywhere, anytime.
I want you to know, I just wasted like a minute 20 for you podcast people.
Worth.
What are your since the anarchists heard us fill these out crappily, but you had some input obviously because we wanted you to have some input, but you did not really have a ton of say. So as an outsider, what do you think of this week? Anything stand out to you that you think maybe is too high or too low?
The biggest thing for me is Aeon and HSA have the same record. They're both 1-1-2. They're 5 spots apart. Granted, Aeon has more points and they're a little bit closer in their division, so I get that. Honestly, though, looking at, I think 1, 2, and 3, I think everyone kind of expected those. And then from 4 to like you said, 14 is just so close. It wouldn't surprise me if any of them were up 5 or some of them. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they were multiple points higher. I think I probably would have put Supreme lower.
Yeah,
I think that's the big one for me is Supreme's a solid roster, but I want them to perform a little bit more. Other than that,
I mean,
Valkyrie's moving up.
You heard us. Supreme is the one that we struggled with probably the most.
Yeah.
It's really hard figuring them out.
It's hard because I know if they play to their potential, they could easily be 1. No problem.
Yeah.
At some point though, we do have to see results, regardless of how sick their team is. Yeah, Tigger Me Biscuits, me, myself, and I says, I actually like the balance of the season a lot better than last season. In general, the team's really strong. Yeah, we were talking about that in the pregame show and doing the power rankings. And on average, we think that most of these teams, just the league in general, is much stronger. So
I wouldn't say stronger, but just a lot more balanced. Like
Well-
every week, every team could lose.
I also think it
Or
is
win.
stronger. I do think
Yeah.
that on average, teams are stronger than last season. Pretty much. Blue Spartan says beat number 2 team, move up 1 spot to 13. I think that NWA was 16 last week, but I'm not sure.
Isn't Blue Spartan on Novum?
Yes.
Yeah. Who'd they play?
They beat Dirty Mike,
Oh yeah. Okay.
but I think that they were definitely number. Yeah, they were like 16 last week, but
Yeah.
So what's next? We're gonna preview week 5 is what's next. Thank you.
Yee.
Handy dandy document. So our first matchup that we'd like to review. Why the hell is this matchup on there?
Because Parker said I couldn't pick our own matchup.
See,
Oh,
here's what
God.
happened. I said that. I said I feel like I pick the same teams every week because I do. And I said don't pick our matchup and you can pick one. And that's what Anarchist picked.
Well, I was gonna pick Team Golden Wisp versus NWA, but that one was already on the board, so I picked a different one. We got the Noobs versus ATL this week.
Mm.
I'm actually excited for this one. I like picking the new teams when I'm on these shows.
Okay.
Both Noobs and ATL came off a win last week. They're both smack dab in the middle of their division, so they're just right now like barely on the cusp of playoffs. I know it's the point system, but and right now ATL would get in, but it's a 3-point gap, so I mean it's really anyone's game. So this week is actually pretty big for those two teams. Falling back here, heading into the second week, heading into the second half of the season, you want to be fighting for it. You don't want to be crawling from the bottom, even if it is this close going into, the midway point of the season. So I'm really excited for this matchup.
No, I am. I just like giving you central shit because I like giving Nade shit. But no, I think this is a really interesting matchup to preview myself.
Yeah, we got there's some good matchups here. Thor Smash takes on DZB. Old Granddad, he's up in there now. He took over midway through I think was it week 3 he came in?
Week 3, yeah, he came in for Vendy
Vendy.
Click.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he came in and he's taking on Blake Hall, who's had a really good season so far. Blake Hall's 3-1 right now. And Ham's also doing really well. He's taking on Slime Guy. So like I think this is a big matchup for these two teams. It's definitely going to put one of the teams in position to make a good playoff, like a good run towards the playoffs. So I think it's a good one. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, let's go there then. Who do you think's gonna win? Looking at the matchup, knowing what you know about ATL and Noob Central.
I'm probably gonna give the edge to the Noobs. I think Ham's gonna get a win against Slime Guy. I haven't looked at Gideon Echo versus Arky Star, but they seem pretty close matchup. I think Thor Smash gets a win, and I think Cutthroat gets a win. And I think Blake Hall will probably take it over Old Granddad.
How about you, Parker?
Perfect, because I'm picking ATL all the way, baby.
Well, let's break it down for me. Why do you like ATL?
I think ATL is favored in. I'd put them favored in the 1, the 2, and the 4. Probably is where I'd put them favored. So I think that's where they pick up their wins. I think the 3 and the 5 will be tough matchups for them.
Yeah. Well, I like Blake Hall. I think Blake Hall's had a nice little season. But
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
He's
know anything
3-1.
about him, but I know Old Granddad's been like tearing it up in the Wicked Wednesdays.
I thought he did like 8th or something this week, but I'm not sure. So
In the
yeah,
previous weeks, maybe.
Previous 2 he did real well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually hopefully we can get that on stream or something. A couple of new guys to the league who have had pretty good amount of success. I'd love to see that matchup, to be honest. That being said, I do think that ATLs end up coming out on top, mainly because it's fun to pick on Nade and Noob Central. So, um, but yeah, actually, you know, looking into it, that's definitely interesting. That entire matchup.
Told you it
Good
was a
choice.
good matchup.
Maybe you should do this every week.
I'm bad at picking these.
I know you are. So, moving on, we have Dirty Mike and the boys up against Team Supreme. Um, you know, we have Supreme, who is famously top heavy, has been since their inception, pretty much. Against Dirty Mike and the boys, who no matter who it is running out the highest PR 5 seed in the history of the league and a 4 seed that has had a lot of success overall. I think that they have either the most or the second most points scored in the 4 seed. So
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I thought when we played them, I thought the bottom of our roster was solid. The bottom of our roster took 1 point off them.
yeah, Dirty Mike and the boys, I think, is definitely very interesting. With that 300 PR everywhere setup. We do have a result. Dr. J has beaten Lefty 3-2, which is a very tight one. And I think that if you're Dirty Mike and the boys, getting 2 points in that matchup, you have to feel pretty good about.
Oh, God. I feel so good about it. Took America's Championship to 5 with a 366 PR player.
Yeah. You know, which is definitely impressive. Parker, what do you think about this matchup?
This one's interesting. It's really good. I mean, I expect Cody and Magic Pants to get wins. In the bottom two, they've just been rolling. Surlos is having a really good season, so I mean, it's kind of the obvious one to pick given the top heavy versus the bottom heavy team. But that's going to be one of the key matchups. And if the top or bottom of either team can pull off, you know, the quote unquote upset there, it's going to be a real big deal. But it wouldn't surprise me if this comes right down to Surlos and Bad Chops.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an important matchup. I don't know. After knowing the result, boy, I'd have to think Dirty Mike's favored from here. I just feel like their bottom two should be so strong, but like you can't ever count out DD, man. I'm telling you, that's the big game hunter himself. He'll come in just sniping down people 100 PR higher than him, no problem.
Oh, I wish I had that bot so I could play the big game hunter sound.
So yeah,
that's
I think that's the key matchup for me. I think it comes down to can DD be the big game hunter that he was last season. If he can, they can definitely get the win.
And who do you have here then? If you had to pick.
If I had to pick, I want to pick Dirty Mike and the boys, but I think Supreme rolls here. I think Supreme continues their upward swing towards the playoffs.
I'm gonna agree with Parker. I think so, even getting the 2 points, I think Supreme's gonna close it out.
Now I'm not so sure about my pick. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh god damn! What the hell?
I was messing with them. No, I picked them, yeah, for sure.
Oh, I can't pick against Dirty Mike and the boys.
Oh.
30 Mike and the boys, dude, they're crushing it. They're having
really
a nice
are.
little season. Especially because I was very skeptical of their team roster model, their team composition, but they're doing very well, so I'm gonna go with 30 Mike. Plus it's fun to hate on Jeezy's team as well. Apparently I'm just a hater. Just like hating on Nate and Jeezy.
Hater. Who we got next?
Alright, so next we have another goodie. Team Golden List versus NWA. My document says Team Golden List is on fire emoji AF 100 fam. I don't know who put that, but
I just really wanted someone to read that.
I did. They have the most points in THL, and they seem to be unbeatable. And yeah. And on the flip side, we have NWA, who is in the toughest part of the schedule. Playing Hearthstone Academy, Defias, and then now Team Golden Wisp. What does NWA have to do to knock the Golden Wisp off of their top spot? Because as you
Oh
said,
boy,
Golden Wisp is on fire emoji at 100-100.
boy, that's tough. It's gonna be really hard to knock them off. Their top three seems like it could compete with almost any top three in the league. So I think they're gonna have to steal one in there somewhere. And boy, I don't know where it is. Pink Samus?
It's Salt all day.
Knackle? Yeah.
The Knackle's got this. He's down in the 3 seed. He's getting there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. Yeah, I think they have to steal one of the top three to win. I think their bottom two will get it done. Dreaded versus Austin, and I like Dreaded there. Force of Will versus Sunshine, I like Force of Will. I think if they just need to steal one in the top. I'm not sure where. But that's what they have to do.
Don't you have to be fair with? Isn't that like the point of being a Tavern Talk host, is just making dumb predictions and having
Yeah,
the
if I was
to
gonna
call you
pick,
out?
if I was gonna pick, I think I'd pick
Thank you.
Pink Samus versus Double O's. Pink Samus is a solid player. I like his lineup this week.
All right, well, I'm gonna cut you off because you're still thinking. And C Parker, what do you think about this?
I'm going NWA all the way.
Oh,
boy.
shit!
Salt's team they're hungry. They're coming out full swing. They're getting it done. Calling it now. Gnet says Pink Samus, Jordan Knackle. I like that. I think Salt gets there too. I think Salt's getting the win this week. He's getting the W. I think Hearthstone happens to Golden Wisp this week.
I was just stating what they would have to do if they wanted to win, but boy, if I was picking, I'd pick Golden Wisp all day.
Well, you are picking, so who are you
Yeah,
picking
Golden
and why?
Wisp all day.
And why?
I think they're top three. Secures all three.
Oh,
I
shit.
think they fall in the bottom two. I think they're top three. They get pick up wins with all of them.
And Anarchist, you just flat out having NWA upsetting them this week.
Darn right I do. Look at G-Nets in chat. He knows bad predictions are what makes good stories.
That's right. That's why we do this show.
That's
TBA.
right.
So you don't think that getting number one is going to fuel NWA in this, or I'm sorry, is going to fuel NWA?
I think beating the number one is going to fuel NWA this week.
Yeah, maybe it will. I mean, I think it's pretty. Golden West is pretty much undisputed at this point. Like, if you're picking number one right now, it's them. I don't even think it's close.
They're also 2 points out of a playoff spot, and I know Salt wants that. Salt teams never flounder too hard.
No, they really
They
don't.
are very consistent, and sometimes that involves taking down the Giants. I've got them.
All right, fair enough. I had Team Golden List taking this. Though I do expect it to be close, but Team Golden List is rolling. So I think that moves us on to the Survivor poll, which I didn't post. Holy shit! Fuck.
Even though I reminded you yesterday.
Oh, I'm just the worst.
Community's out this week. Sorry.
No,
They can get back in next
they're
week.
not. There's not that many matches played.
Yeah, there's only been.
Yeah, there's actually like no
two
matches played.
matches
I'm doing it
played.
real quick. Parker,
Alright.
take this over while I do this.
Parker, who do you got? Who are you picking in the Survivor pool?
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, so I've got to make my pick here. I see Parker over here just trying to get the box on the stream centered. All right. You know what? There's no prize for this, is there?
No.
Okay. I'm putting my
big or
money
go
where
home.
my mouth is. NWA, we're going.
He says he's putting his money where his mouth is. As seconds earlier, he asked, "There's no prize, is there?"
Darn right. I'm sorry, I'm laughing so hard watching this text bounce all over the screen.
I know.
It's up and down, it gets bigger and smaller.
And I'm. Oh
He
Jesus.
just can't get it right.
Boy, that's
now.
production value if I've ever seen it right there. Boy, I hope everyone's just podcasting this week.
Oh God. Okay. Well, yeah, because we just really want like 10 seconds of silence while I see Parker laughs his ass off at it.
All
right.
I can't help it. You're off making a Facebook
My-
post.
I know. my survivor pool this week is going to go to hello?
Parker,
Yeah.
can you
Can
cue
you
up
guys
the
hear me?
Jeopardy music? Yeah, we
I
can. Hear you.
can. Who you got?
Alright, I got Temporal Legends. They're gonna beat us.
Oh, you're picking against. Oh, I hate you.
Yeah, I got Temporal Legends. They're coming out hot.
Wow.
That is a pick right there. Nothing like picking against your own team, your own co-host here.
Okay,
Mhm.
you know what? I'm picking Team Rank 5. How about that? I'm gonna go right back at you, and one of us is gonna be out.
Okay. Well. I
Look
just
at
see
Jesus
chat.
in chat.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I
dude.
believe in Jesus. That's right.
I
I'm
also
picking
wait.
him.
Whoa. I didn't say I don't believe in Jesus. It's the rest of you fucks I don't believe in.
All right. Well, I believe in the rest of us.
Well, that makes one of us. All right, it's a Q&A time. Let's go to Q&A.
Oh, I can't wait to beat Rogue.
Oh God. All right, so we have a Q&A which Parker posted about 2 hours before show started.
Perfect timing.
And surprisingly, we have one good question here.
Mhm.
Thank you, Jack Sox, who knows how hard it is to get good questions out of Q&A. Jack Sox asks, in the current meta, what is your favorite and least favorite Pally builds, and why?
Okay, this one's. I'll answer. I'll start this one, and I'll answer this, and that's a simple answer for me. My favorite is none of them, and my least favorite is all of them. I hate Paladin. Always have hated Paladin, and now that they came out with the new ranked wins, where you could where you can track how many wins you have with each class, Paladin is the only class that I have not played once I got past Golden, just because I dislike it that much. So there you go.
See, Parker, what do you think? That's actually just such a bullshit answer.
It is. He's brought Paladin every week. I hate myself for that. Oh man, Dragon Paladin in chat. No thanks. Let's see. I'm getting tired of running out of steam, and Divine Favor is just broken and a stupid, terrible card. I like the control variant. I miss Twin N'Zoth Paladin was really good. That was my favorite by far. So I like the control side of it. I don't really like the new control builds though without N'Zoth. I like N'Zoth more. I don't know. I started out when this season came out. I played a lot of mid-range Paladin, but I played that list with who was it? I can't remember whose stream I was watching who had a really cool mid-range Paladin list, and that's what inspired me to play it.
Savage has been playing like an interesting mid-range Paladin on and off. I don't know if that's it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I forget who it was. Someone Slim likes, I think.
Yeah. I definitely personally I really enjoy the mid-range version myself. Mid-range Paladin back in GVG, I felt like was like one of my strongest and something that I played a lot. And actually, it's a deck that your teammate Embol, he coached me on quite a bit. Because he had hit Legend with it.
What do you all call it?
It's called Mycodon.
Oh, Imbolcodon?
No, Mycodon.
Mycodon.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Imbolcodon.
No, it was called Briandodon, and then I ripped it from him. But
I've heard this before. I think
But-
I remember him telling me about it.
Yeah, like it plays very similar to that old mid-range paladin where you're just trying to squeeze value out of your hero power and your top end cards in long matchups, and it's just a really fun deck. And
instead-
like, go ahead.
instead of Silver Hand Recruit synergies, you just replace
Yep.
Murlocs.
Murlocs, yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same, right? Like if you have a board full of Murlocs, you drop like,
Nessie.
the Ford Nessie, yeah, the 4-drop whose name escapes me at the moment. And it's pretty
Gentle
similar to
Megazord.
dropping. It's pretty similar to dropping a quartermaster. So, yeah, I think it's my favorite paladin by far. My least favorite is definitely aggro paladin. Just because divine favor is always in my bottom.
I'm just.
Except when it's not, but like we don't talk about those.
I think I lean control in terms of more fun to play, mostly because I'm really tired of playing Murlocs. Like, I'm ready for Finja to be gone.
Bazing!
Yeah, Fendra is one of my favorite cards.
It's awesome. I'm just tired
By
of
far.
playing against Murlocs.
It's only good because of the noise. If you take the noise off it, I hate it. The little noise when you play him. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it's so good.
Alright, and our next question comes from Hockey Boys, who I think is just asking Parker only.
Uh-huh.
How did you get swept by Dynamis? As your captain, I would also like to know that.
Well, I put this in here because I wanted to answer this. There is a phrase that has been going around THL for a while, and it's a good one. And I think Mange really started it. And it's called Dunamis Dex. Ellie Giggle.
This is my phrase, yes. This is my phrase for sure. And it triggers the shit out of him.
And, Dunamis Dex, Ellie Giggle, he just memed the hell out of me right to a victory. Like, he put all these cards in there that didn't make any sense. But, one out of, 35 times they get played, the best result happens. And that's exactly what happened.
Is this excuses? Is this excuse making on stream?
No. He outskilled me.
Okay.
It was all skill. You don't RNG create a card that seals your opponent's Ysera and then resurrect it because you're playing Resurrect Priest. Without skill, Mange. Yeah, I don't know. There was no other good question.
Okay. Well, maybe
Does
because
chat
you
have
posted it 2
anything?
hours before. Chat never has good questions.
Chat's dead, dude.
This chat never gives us good Q&As, like ever.
The podcast came out and they said there's no reason to tune into this.
Yeah, true.
Alright, well.
Uh-huh.
Existence wants to know who's the best chat member, and it's definitely me. I was in chat like 3 or 4 times. Alright, I think that's it for Tavern Talk, boys. 15-minute episode.
Alright, parting thoughts?
I'm guessing you're about to cut off the stream.